Hey y'all, Brandon Hewitt here at Be Random Fishing. This is a spinning reel, and this is why I don't like to fish with spinning reels. It winds the line like this. So it's a straight line, and then when it winds it like this, it twists. And you'll see a bunch of videos online telling you to like put the spool like this, or put the spool like this, or there's nothing you can do to get rid of that twist. The only thing you can do is put line on your reel, and then without any weight, what I'll do is I'll open the bail up and I'll just run all the line out like down the street. And then I'll reel it back in with some tension. And then as I'm reeling it in, you'll see it untwist because it's just free. And you have to do that like 3 or 4 times in order to get all the twists out. Braid doesn't twist up as bad. I don't know if it's because it's braided, so it can use, like, it can twist up a little bit without like curling, but that's what they call wind knots. And what happens is you reel up and it twists up your line, and then when you cast into the wind, all of that free like space just, and then all those twists come and you end up getting what they call wind knots. But it's really just twists in the line. You haven't seen me fish a spinning reel on this channel in a couple years, and I just got this new one. My shoulders hurt, so I'll show you guys how I put line on this, and we'll get like an extension cord out and I'll show you like how the line twists up on a spinning reel and what I do to mitigate it. All right, we're outside. We have an extension cord plugged in to an outlet, and that's gonna simulate like a lure. You know, if you have, let's say, a crankbait, it's not gonna spin. It's gonna stay like this and it's not gonna spin. So I'm gonna try to demonstrate when you reel in a spinning reel and that lure comes in and it's not spinning, it's just coming in. Every single line, every single twist of the reel creates twists in the line. And let me show you how that works with an extension cord. So we have the line, there's no twists in this, and this is gonna be like the bail of my spinning reel. And then I'm just gonna reel it in, just like I would reeling it in, reeling it in. Here you can see when I put slack in it, see it twist? See that? That's where your twists come from. And I don't think there's any way to get around this. You just have to deal with it with a spinning reel. You know, after a couple casts, you know, you let some line out and then your bait will just kind of sit there and unspin itself. And I don't know, there's it's definitely the flaw with the spinning reel. Let me demonstrate pulling it in from this side, and then you'll see it untwist as I'm reeling it in. Yeah, like right here, you can see as I'm pulling it, you can see it twist with every single pull. See it unwind? So that's what you have to do. Once you put new line, take the line tag, just run it out your driveway, empty out all the line on the spool, and then reel it back in. And then all those twists will come out. You gotta do that like 4 or 5 times. So when you're putting braid on any reel, this step is very important. Get yourself a bowl of water and soak your line. Just let that spool soak in there for about 5 minutes, get nice and wet. It'll really help it get on the reel nice and tight. And a lot of people, when they put braid on a reel, the first time they catch a fish or the first time they catch a snag and they pull the line, it'll dig into the spool and then it just kind of ruins the whole spool. I call it line dig in. This will fix that. This is one of my favorite rods of all time. It's old. It's an Ocean Master, and it's a 3-piece saltwater ready travel rod. When you're putting line on a reel, it really does help to have like half a rod ready. And then I just put there we go. Put the reel on the rod. That way it gives you something to like hold on to keep the line tight when you're reeling it in. Gosh, that reel's so smooth. All right, now that we've soaked our line for about 5 minutes, we're gonna go ahead and put it on the reel. I'm just gonna run it through the first eye. And then on a spinning reel, you open the bail. You always open the bail before you tie it to the spool. What I'm gonna do is just tie a knot, a pretty big knot. So I'm gonna do like 5 or 6 loops. 6 loops, and then pull that tight. And that will be our stopper knot right there. Grab these nice pink scissors, trim off the tag, and then I'm just going to tie another knot. I think they're called overhand knots. And then when I pull this one, it'll cinch down to the spool. Like so. Now if you can see this braid, it'll still spin around. Like it's not very tight. So to fix that, you do a loop where the line end that goes out to the rod is on the bottom. Like that. And then you do one the other way. 2, 3, 4, until it stops twisting. Now you can see I can pull on that pretty much as hard as I can. Could pull on that. And it does not spin around the spool. It makes it real tight, keeps it from slipping. And then we have the spool. I just leave it in the water like that. Take the slack out of the line with this hand, just like this. And then just crank it in nice and slow. And it's not rocket science. You're going to get twists in your line no matter what. So, oh wow, I had the perfect amount of line on that spool. You see that? And I ran out. This spool is now empty. Perfect. Now let's go get these twists out. Whew, it's like 100 degrees outside, guys, but let's go ahead and get this done. All I do is open the bail, and then I set the rod down, and I go all the way down the street until the spool is empty. Whew, that is not a whole lot of line. It just made it to the end of my driveway. But now, I just keep tension on it, like I'll put the line in between my fingers like this, and then reel it in. And as you're reeling it in, you'll see the line. The twist will start coming out of that line. See how it twists? It's all twisty, curly, queued up. Let's go ahead and do that 3 more times. Well, y'all, that's how I spool up a spinning reel. I hope y'all learned something. Go give it a try. Let me know if you have any questions. We'll catch you on the next one.